What is happening, Blacksmith? I have a little bit of a video to make, I feel like. I think the best way to describe this would be it's a small apology video. I wanna say, kinda. I feel like it's an apology video, but at the same time, there's a good portion of you who are understanding enough to kind of be like, fair play, Smith. You know what? Crack on. It is what it is. For all those who are interested in the channel, whether it's what I do, whether it's what, like, just if you're here for just the one thing, the one series, the one kind of gameplay, playthroughs, Rocket League, RuneScape, Blood, all the rest of it. I suppose that doesn't really necessarily tick your boxes, as to say. I'm on about for the more broader spectrum of the viewer base. First things first, just to cut to the chase and stop the waffling. I appreciate everyone who has stuck and carried on watching the content that they aren't enjoying, that they necessarily didn't, subscribe to the channel for, but have still continued to support me. As I say, like a proper heartfelt thank you. I think, though, what I am trying to say is, as I say, I've obviously a lot of you know with the injury to the leg I had to my knee. I was basically like bedbound for like 2 to 3 months, and it was just so rough that basically, obviously, as you can imagine, I bashed. Well, it was mostly Rocket League out to just death. Like, it was just disgusting the amount of like time I put into that game, and I feel like I got massively burned out, if I'm honest with you. And I think a lot of my kind of scheduling on that game has kind of shown, to be honest. It's kind of rough, like how much I have uploaded of it, bearing in mind it takes up a majority of my viewer counts, as to say. But again, though, despite my kind of breaks on the channel, and despite the breaks of the games as well, because I have been sometimes uploading, but I've not been doing, as I say, Rocket League. I've always said from square one, as I say, I'm very transparent as a person and also as a content creator. I appreciate every single one of you who watch. Don't get me wrong. And I have said as well, if you're not a fan of a certain type of content, but you're still a fan of just, as I say, kind of one thing, and you still stick around, you're still dropping likes, comments, subscribes, all the rest of it, that kind of support on the channel in any way, shape or form. As I say, thank you so much. It goes a long way, and it's greatly appreciated. I think, though, as I've said, and a few of you may have seen as well on some streams, there's some people who are just basically, excuse my French, bitching. The best vocabulary I could come up with on that. Like always just kind of begging for one type of thing, and I get it. It's sometimes you are here for one thing, and I get that. Sometimes I just don't have it in me to do that one thing you want me to. As I say, I think that may be to do with the ADHD or the autism, somewhere along the line, that it's just, I kind of hyper focus on one thing at a time a lot of the time, and then when I get burned out, I just move on to the next thing, and I just kind of either rotate and just go around in circles, or I just hyper focus on that one thing. Again, at this current time of my life, RuneScape is that, because, as you all know, I got a PC for Christmas, around Christmas time, and now that I've got that technology to kind of do what I wanted to do from get-go, you can imagine a lot of my time and resources and money have gone towards stuff like that. So yeah, as I say, that I am kind of blabbering on and waffling. There's not really a clear message in this, apart from kind of an apology and also kind of I hope you understand. Yeah, my original points are, though, for all those who are still continuing to support the channel, even if it's not the kind of content like you want to see and you're still around, as I say, just huge props to you, to be fair, for having the patience for it. But at the same time, I do hope you understand that as well, that to avoid burnout and to kind of just keep myself sane, as I say, like I do sometimes play quite socially as well. There's a lot of goals that I want to hit on certain games that may not be what the games that you want me to play. Um, as I say, I do say I am a variety channel. I've always said I'm a variety channel. There's no way I could just sit on one game for the rest of my entire content creation life, and I couldn't do it, to be honest. It burned me out too quickly, and I have always said as well, gaming is very much a love language of mine, and I don't love one style of game or genre of game. I love gaming as a whole. There's a plethora of game genres that I like. And as I say, that's how I enjoy myself, and I think that's what I'm doing. Like, my point being, anyway, I am being selfish at the moment with what I am uploading, because I feel like sometimes it's a necessary evil. You have to stream for yourself, even though a lot of people may not enjoy it. And I think that's just because, as I say, like, if you do just whatever everyone else wants you to do, you're never really going to enjoy it too much. I can appreciate recommendations, or a gentle reminder of maybe you're neglecting this thing that you want to do just a tad for something else. I get that. I do. And it does happen. A slip of, like a slip of the mind, But at the same time, as I say, I feel like I've had to be really selfish as of late. Just because it's what I'm personally enjoying. It's just one of those things I'm really enjoying. As I say, RuneScape is that thing, and I am kind of getting out of that burnout for Rocket League, if I'm honest. But as a show of good faith on that, I'm going to try and stick to a schedule now. So, my original point was, I'm going to try my absolute best. And as I say, try. The idea I've come up with is doing a subscriber weekend, pretty much. Potentially Friday, but Saturday and Sunday definitely. Of just dedicating the weekend, because obviously there's a lot of people on Rocket League as well who are of a younger kind of age group, and they're obviously at school, there's education. Some people, even the older ones, are at work, or education themselves. So I'm thinking, dedicate the weekend to just subscribers and, just having that social elements and not losing track of kind of, those who have helped grow the channel on that. I do want to ask you all for a little bit of kind of recommendations, though, on what I should do throughout the week. I do want a schedule, because I feel like I thrive on a schedule. Because if I don't, I kind of just do whatever, whenever, and as I say, I kind of neglect a lot of other stuff. So that might be to my detriment, and as well as the channel's detriment. Like, it's not going to be good for the channel, because I will just forget to do something for like a few months, and I'm just like, oh yeah. So yeah, as I say, Saturday, Sunday, I'm thinking of doing, subscribers. It's mostly going to be Rocket League, like Rocket League Wednesday, like weekend, sorry. I do want to dedicate a day to horrors as well. That's something on the channel that I've not really done too much of, unless it's been a actual playthrough. But like indies, I want to experiment with some games as well, like stuff I just never would really bother with. And yeah, as I say, like, just have some form of structure and get that back into the channel again, because I've lost it, to be honest, and I'm kind of desperately needing it back in order to kind of help myself and the channel out, and obviously for your viewing pleasures as well. So yeah, if you do potentially have any advice to add to what I've said, I'm all ears. Like honestly, I'm more than willing to listen and take any feedback on board. Other than that, though, as I say, I just want to thank you all for your patience, and hopefully you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. As I say, I was cooped up for God knows how long in bed, like with a bloody snapped up knee, and I've either focused on just real life stuff, social stuff, or just trying to escape that just little box room I was in. I'm just sitting in bed right here, just bashing Rocket League 24/7. As I say though, that love for the game is coming back though, definitely. But I don't think I've ever put that much time into a single game, like just especially Rocket League anyway. Oh my god, makes me feel nauseous thinking about it again. Enough waffling, enough tangents. Again, thank you all, my dear blacksmiths, for watching, and any feedback is greatly appreciated. So yeah.